Welcome to this momentous occasion, the announcement of presidential election results. Before any further ado, I would like to call upon ZEC Commissioner, Dr. Njenga, to give us a word of prayer. Yeah, from there.
Ngatinamatei baba vedu vari kumusoro kudenga, tinokudeedzai panguva dzemadekwana ano. Tinongotenda Mwari nechipo choupenyu chamatipa kusvika pazuva ranhasi. Vakawanda vanga vachishuwira kusvika pazuva irori Mwari, asi zvatadzikana. Saka tinongotenda nechipo ichochi. Ishe, tiri kuisa program yedu mukati memaoko enyu yeannouncement of results. Mwari, tungamirai murimi, zvese zvigofamba zvakanaka. Zvikuru sei Mwari, itai kuti vana venyu veZimbabwe varambe vaine runyararo kubvira zvino kusvikira nokusingaperi. Amen.
Thank you, Mazvita. I would like to call upon the Deputy Chairperson, the ZEC Deputy Chairperson, Commissioner Ambassador Rodney Kiwa, to give us welcome remarks. Let's give him a pump up.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, and good evening to everyone, and you are most welcome. The Honorable Justice Chikumba, the Chairperson of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, may I also recognize presidential candidates. They are here. They are agents. And let me also recognize my fellow ZEC commissioners, the ZEC Chief Elections Officer, election observers, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to this momentous occasion on which the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission is announcing the country's 2023 presidential election results. This, of course, is the culmination of a long journey which started more than 2 years ago, and it involved several electoral processes, such as the conduct of the national delimitation exercise, mobile voter registration and education exercises, the nomination processes, and the litigation processes that followed it, the printing and the distribution of ballot papers. A logistical nightmare it was, but it was overcome. Ladies and gentlemen, throughout these endeavors, the Commission's torchlight was the law. The torchlight was the law. The Commission was also guided by its mission and vision, as well as its 6 core values, which I will repeat for purposes of emphasis. And these are transparency, impartiality, independence, inclusivity, integrity, and of course, teamwork. This journey was not easy, as it had its own set of challenges. But as all of you probably know, every successful outcome comes from sweat and toil. The challenges were not insurmountable, as evidenced today. We prevailed. Ladies and gentlemen, Local authority and National Assembly election winners were announced at wards and constituents collation centers in terms of the country's laws. Their names were pasted at convenient places for the public to see. As some of you have witnessed today, the Commission invited all 11 presidential candidates and their chief elections agents to witness the collation of presidential election results from all corners of the country. If this is not a demonstration of transparency, then I probably do not know the definition of this word. As I've always said, the Commission has nothing to hide in the execution of its duties, and it is not subject to the control of anyone as outlined in the country's constitution. It's very important to note that we are an independent commission. In this regard, the Commission would like to express its gratitude to the people of Zimbabwe for conducting themselves peacefully before and during the elections period. And it is the Commission's fervent hope and wish and prayer for peace and tranquility to prevail after the announcement of the results and forever thereafter. I wish all foreign observers a pleasant journey back to their respective countries, and hopefully they will be our guests again at future elections. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor and pleasure to call upon the chairperson of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, Justice Priscilla Makanyara Chikumba, to take up the task of announcing and declaring the winner of the 2023 presidential elections. Justice Chikumba. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Chairperson, Ambassador Kiwa. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly allow me to ride on existing protocol in the interest of time. This is the declaration of results of the 2023 presidential election. Whereas it is provided by Section 110, subsection 2 of the Electoral Act, Chapter 213, that where two or more candidates for the president are validly nominated, a poll shall be taken in each constituency for the election of a president. And whereas on the 21st of June 2023, 11 candidates were nominated, namely Busha Joseph Makamba, Free Zim Congress, Chamisa Nelson, CCC, Chikuhora Trust Tapiwa, ZCPD, Kasia Muru Blessing, ZIPP, Maduku, Love More, NCA, Mnangagwa, Emerson Dambudzo, ZANU-PF, Mbaiwa Wilbert, Archibald, NPC, Muzorewa Gwinyai Henry, the UANC, Ngonzora Douglas, Togarase, MDC, Valerio Elizabeth, UZA, Wilson Harry Peter, GOP. These candidates were nominated for election to the office of president. And whereas a presidential election was conducted on 23 August 2023, and whereas the Chief Elections Officer has, in terms of Section 110, subsection 3, ascertained the result of the presidential poll, and whereas the following votes have been received by each candidate in respect of each province. Busha Joseph Makamba, Free Zim Congress, 18,816 votes, which constitutes 0.4% of the vote. Chamisa Nelson, CCC, 1,967,343, which constitutes 44% of the vote. Chikohora Trust Tapiwa, ZCPD, 10,230, which constitutes 0.2% of the vote. Kasiamuru Blessing, ZIPP, 13,060, constituting 0.3% of the vote. Maduku Lovemore, NCA, 5,323, constituting 0.1% of the vote. Mnangagwa Emerson Dambudzo, ZANU-PF, 2,350,711, constituting 52.6% of the vote. Mbaiwa Wilbert Archibald, NPC, 53,517, constituting 1.2% of the vote. Muzorewa Gwinyai Henry, the UANC, 7,053, constituting 0.2% of the vote. Monzora Douglas Togarase, MDCT, 28,883, constituting 0.6% of the vote. Valerio Elizabeth Isabel, UZA, 6,989, constituting 0.2% of the vote. Wilson Harry Peter, DOP, 6,743, constituting 0.2% of the vote. The total votes cast were 4,561,221. Total valid votes cast were 4,468,668. Total votes rejected, 92,553. Our total voter population was 6,623,511. The voter turnout was 68.9%. Now, therefore, I, Priscilla Makanyara Chigumba, the chairperson of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, in terms of Section 110, subsection 3, do hereby declare that Mnangagwa Emerson Dambudzo of ZANU-PF Party has received 2,350,711 votes out of 4,468,730 valid votes cast, which are more than half the number of valid votes cast in the presidential election. Therefore, Mnangagwa Emerson Dambudzo of ZANU-PF Party is declared duly elected President of the Republic of Zimbabwe with effect from 26 August 2023.